everyone. Happy Friday and welcome to this Friday's World session. If you're just finding my page and you've stumbled upon me, I offer weekly energetic tune-ups, energy healing, using all of the tools on my belt. And I tune into the whole and offer these energy healings for your dose of TLC, for some energetic support to get you through the week. Hi, everyone. My name is Monica Marzak, and here we go. So, what we're going to be working with this week is immune function. There's some people around me. A lot of people have been sniffly or experiencing colds, flus, viruses, upset tummies. And we're going to see how we can bring this into um, an emotional awareness. I don't really like the way that that's coming up, so I'm just going to hop into it and see where this big collective leads me through the session. So I'm going right into the gut. We're in the digestive system, specifically that small intestines, but in certain parts of it, they seem congested. So the chi is not moving smoothly. Food's not moving smoothly through the digestive tract, down through that, specifically the duodenum, and down through the small intestines. There's blockages in there where it's kind of slow to move. We don't want to build up of food, energy, there's already a release there. Emotions also. They're really slow to move. We want to make sure that the food is being digested well, broken down into small pieces, and then your small intestines is getting to work to discern what it needs to accept and what it needs to reject. So this is the same thing with immune function, right? We have these little army. I like to look at them as see them in little cartoon figures. It's just my imagination. This is just the way that my imagery works. I see little soldiers and they need to reject before the virus or any kind of bombardment happens into the system. So we need to strengthen that immune functions consciousness, the healthy consciousness of rejection. And in comes thinking. We've got some wonky thinking here. Well, I couldn't possibly reject. So we've got all of these belief systems around rejection or rejecting, right? So if you look at an apple, you go to a grocery store and you're taking a look at it and it's got some bruises, maybe it's got a bite mark out of it. You're going to reject that apple. You're not going to say, "Oh, this is a great apple for me to eat," and put it in your cart and take it away. It's the same thing within your life, but for viruses, bacteria, fungus, you got to reject those things. But it's very difficult for the immune function to do its work, to do its job in rejecting when there's a belief system saying, I can't reject, I can't say no. So you've got people pleasing in here. It's mean to say no. I can't say no. I shouldn't say no. You can think for yourself how it feels to say no to something that's not right for you. And I feel contracted right away. I can't possibly. Only selfish people say no. Only mean people say no. I couldn't possibly reject something. Well, if you're not saying no honestly, if you're not saying no, then your yeses are dishonest. So if you're accepting everything, then that's not coming from an honest place. So we're going to start to dump this consciousness that's muddling that immune function, that's weakening the immune function, build the immune function's ability to discern and reject the things that need to be rejected that are not good for you. So I'm going to link this to your prefrontal cortex. It's going to be different for everyone. So you can tune in for yourself what you feel or what thoughts come up when you hear saying no to something or saying no to someone. Most of us come up with little white lies instead of actually saying what is. Ooh, that's something new that I haven't seen here. Little white lies. Let's say a friend calls and they say, "Do you want to go for dinner?" And you're feeling tired. And then you come up with a little white lie. "Oh, no, I can't go for dinner because I've got too much work to do." Or you blame it on your kids, or you blame it on the pets, or you blame it on some kind of external circumstance instead of saying, "No, I don't want to. Thanks for the invite. I don't really want to. I don't want to go for dinner. I don't want to. I don't want to be with company today." Or maybe you don't even like them and they invite you for dinner. And instead of saying no, without giving an excuse, without giving a reason, just no, I don't want to go for dinner. Creates, you say these little white lies that weakens your immune system and that really dilutes your yeses, right? Whew, that's feeling really heavy. So we're going to shift this consciousness. We're going to improve the dumping those white lies. Oh, no, you don't have to go around. If someone says, "Do I look pretty in this dress?" You're not going to tell your friend, like, "No, you're hideous." It's not what I'm getting at. You're not going to say no. You can just say, "You look as beautiful as you can look in that dress." However it is. You don't need to say everything, right? And if it, so just kind of think about that for yourself. But we need to start dumping those really specifically around no and yes and rejection or rejecting something and those thoughts that come up with when I say no to something or when I reject something and whatever that means for you. So there's a few things coming up here that are blocking. It's right in that lower floating rib, right at that lower part of the diaphragm. We've got guilt and shame hanging out there. So beating yourself up. So you have your own needs, and then you beat yourself up for having your own needs. You have your own wants, and then you feel guilty and shame for having your own wants or taking care of your own wants or taking care of your needs. Now we got, selfish hanging out there. So there's two different types of selfish. So selfish with a capital S is being in service to yourself. It is responsible. You take care of your own needs, right? You take care of your wants. You take care of yourself. It's responsible to do that, to be in service to yourself. And then there's the other selfish with a lowercase s, which is manipulative. It's self-serving. So manipulating yourself and others to take care of your needs or to get what you want or to have your needs met. Need to start doing a defrag out of that diaphragm. So linking it to the prefrontal cortex, there's tons of active memories here. So it could be coming to childhood. No, you shouldn't ask for that. Only, I don't know, spoiled kids ask for what they want. You don't really need that. Whatever it is that whoever in your life said, kept on saying no to the things that you wanted. Now, it could be now that you're no longer a child and you're listening to this and you're an adult, and yet you still say no to yourself. So instead of taking care of yourself, that's selfish with a capital S, taking care of yourself, being in service to yourself, you go into the neurotic, manipulative, abusive way of self-serving. Well, I couldn't possibly be responsible and take care of my needs. I'm going to manipulate myself and others so that my needs are met. Ooh, so we're going to start to defrag all of these different matrices, all of these holding patterns within the diaphragm. And those holding patterns really cause quite a contraction and a constriction. It really feels like it's almost like a boa constrictor squeezing around that diaphragm. So your breath can't get down into that gut brain, which is where the immune system lives, right? We need a healthy breath to reach down into the depths. And there's a little bit of there's a few things: avoidance, dissociation happening here, and a contraction, like holding my breath. And we need to sink down lower to, it's like the bottom of the ocean, to meet your and experience the depths of your emotions. So your emotions are not out to get you, just like your body's not out to get you. It's in constant service to you. And there's this avoidance or holding breath to not experience. So holding breath in relation to experiencing your emotions fully in a healthy way. Most times people are feeling their thoughts. So an example that I like to use is, I feel that you should, well, if there's a movement here, I feel that you should take out the garbage twice a day. That is not a feeling. That is an expectation. That is a thought. But we kind of muddle it up. We kind of inverse it. Say, I really feel that you should. It kind of softens the blow. It's kind of like a nice way of saying things. Oh, I really feel that you should be doing this, whatever it is. I really feel that you should be going and exercising. I really feel that. Those are all thoughts. It's not a feeling. And feelings are not emotions. Emotions are energy in motion, and you feel your emotions. You feel your emotions. And they have different sensations within the body. Okay, take a deep breath. This is starting to move now. Most people either disassociate, avoid, and are feeling their thoughts. They're feeling, they have a thought, and it gives rise to a sensorial experience. And they're saying, I feel, but it was triggered by a thought. And then we feel it. That's what I say. We feel our thoughts. It's not the same thing as sitting, I like to say, at the bottom of the ocean in the depths with whatever emotion arises within me. And then I feel my emotions. So I'm going to run this on repeat because it's such a big mind crystal. It's lots of confusion in here. So we're going to just run a defrag on this and start to place them in order. So thoughts, that goes with expectations, commands, we call them feelings. It's a thought. Then we've got our feelings, which is to do with our five senses, right? This is how we know we're alive. This is how we experience life, is through our senses. We've got all these filters on our senses. So we're going to do a dumping of the filters from our five senses, physical and subtle, and we see through the lenses of, right? So people say we've got rose-colored glasses on, or gray. Now, those are all the filters that you have over your eyes. The filters on your skin, you have filters in the sense of taste, smell. Got all these filters, and they actually are, that becomes the place from which we live our lives. That becomes the reality. You're going to dump these filters. So we're going to dump filters of avoidance. We're going to dump filters here as coming in people pleasing, codependency, neuroticism, and confusion. So I'm going to anchor that to the heart, to individuate. We're dumping the filters off our senses. And then we've got our emotional body. We have got our emotional life. And that, it's like you could call that inner child work, so to speak. And it's really been neglected. So I'm going to do a link to the emotional body so that your body mind remembers that it's there. The emotions are not out to get you. And you can start to, for yourself, explore the depths of your emotions. So when an emotion arises, instead of the habitual pattern of avoiding or holding your breath or keeping yourself busy or whatever it is that you do, then I invite you, if you feel like it, you want to start shifting this for yourself, You sit with it and you have your experience. All right, going back into the gut. There we go. Gut's moving really nice and well. Now we can go ahead and we're going to just do a general body chemistry to the to the digestive system. There's also spring coming in. We're in coming tomorrow is going to be March. Spring's just a few weeks away. It's going to be a good time to start to detox. Not quite yet. We're not quite in spring, but putting this in as a nice see you. There we go. So we can start moving the collections of whatever has been built up over the winter. As the winter, we slow down. It's normal that the digestive system's a little bit slow in winter, right? Everything slows down, but there's a defrost coming in. So we're going to link in an ICU for detoxification in the spring, but just got to move this along nicely. So if you're having constipation or a cold or diarrhea or any kind of digestive upset, that this session take care of that for you. And if it doesn't shift, maybe you need individual sessions, go reach out to your local practitioner or any practitioner that you choose. I'm happy to help. Maybe it's time to go see a doctor or do some gentle exercise. And you need a team of people taking care of this body mind. You need a team of people. You need your doctor, you need your energy medicine practitioner, you need a massage therapist, maybe you need physiotherapy, maybe you need a gym, maybe you need a whole gambit of things, a nutritionist. We really need a team of people so that you can be well taken care of. All right. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to tap this in here. It was such a pleasure. If you found my channel, please go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me to continue this work and get these sessions out there to you. All right. See you next time.